Welcome back to Flavours Foods Kitchen. My name's Luke.
And I'm Kay, and today I'm going to show you how to recreate the Croatian Lamb Peka.
We was fortunate a couple of years ago to get out to Croatia, and we found a restaurant up in the mountains. It was amazing. They cooked this dish in an open fireplace. They placed the recipe or the ingredients in a cast iron dish and have a big bell top. And this is surrounded by hot embers.
They have the fire around the dish, and then they put the hot embers on top of the dish, and it cooks it over 2 to 3 hours.
It's lovely. You know, they normally traditionally do it with lamb or octopus or chicken, and when it comes out after that 3 hour period, the meat or the fish is succulent. Our aim today is to show you how to recreate this at home with a cast iron pan.
If you want to find the ingredients for this recipe, they are all written below, as well as a link to our website where you can print off a recipe card. We've used our cast iron dish for this recipe, which works perfectly. If you haven't got a cast iron dish, then you could always use a casserole dish with a lid, or if you've got no lid, you can use foil over the top. We've got half a shoulder here, which we're going to cut into chunks to put into the peka. You can buy your lamb already diced, or you can ask the butcher to dice it for you. You can also use leg meat if you prefer. Just cut around where the bone is to release it. There's lots of fat inside the lamb, which is normal. This will help the lamb become tender when it's slow cooked. So don't be tempted to cut the fat away. You want nice big chunks to put into the peka. Whilst chopping your ingredients, preheat your oven to 200 Celsius fan, 220 conventional, 425 Fahrenheit or gas mark 7. Today we've used Jersey Royal potatoes. They are very good for slow cooking because they hold their shape well. I've used Charlotte potatoes in the past, or Mary Piper potatoes. You need a potato that's going to hold its shape. Cut your vegetables into quite big chunks. Next we've got to create the marinade, which the lamb and vegetables are going to be cooking in. Garlic, olive oil. We use Sundried Tomato Puree. If you can't get hold of Sundried Tomato Puree, then you can use ordinary tomato puree, but I highly recommend sun-dried because it has an extra depth of flavour to it. A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So get a fork and give it a mix. So everything's ready now. We're just going to add all the vegetables, starting with the potatoes, carrots and green peppers, aubergine, and courgettes, and your onions. Finally, add in your lamb. We've used quite a lot of vegetable here. You can mix up the vegetables with different veg if you wanted to, or use less or more. You don't need to pre-cook your lamb. It's in the oven for long enough. We've used 250 ml of Sauvignon Blanc, but you can use whatever white wine you fancy. And pour all over your lamb. Look at that. Perfect. So here's our herbs. Just going to plop them on top. That's all ready now, so we're going to put the lid on top. Just a bit of a tight squeeze, but it fits. And then this is going to go in the oven for 1 hour, 30 minutes. Remove the herb stems and give a good drizzle of olive oil. Stir. Pop the lid back on and put back in the oven for another 30 minutes. It's ready.
Okay, the Croatian Lamb Peka. It's been cooking in the oven now for about 2 hours in a cast iron dish. Absolutely amazing. The lamb is melting in the mouth. The flavours from the garlic and the sun-dried tomato is unbelievable, and the white wine just gives that fragrant taste, doesn't it? It's so nice. So now we're gonna dig in.
The wine and the olive oil just gives it such a lovely flavour.
It's beautiful. Try a bit of this lamb. Just falls off the fork.
Isn't that
It's lovely.
beautiful?
Oh wow. That's amazing. Brilliant.
So here's a bit of the lamb here. You can see how tender it is. It literally just falls apart. So delicious. Okay, and today we're going to be creating.
There it is.
I've done really well that
You've done
time.
well. I couldn't get my words out. Okay.
Or if you haven't even got a casserole dish with it.
Right, you're recording, by the way.
Flawless gloves. Flawless. Do you want a bit, Luke?
I'd love some.
Tough, you've got to carry on recording. If you enjoy our recipes, please do subscribe to see more.